Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. The battered pirate ship races away from the three star whackers busy exchanging insurance information. Bowtie fighters still in pursuit fire laser bolts. Things have calmed down a bit, but the race is still on. Stinky-O is still staring sadly at the mislabeled switch. Stinky-O, doesn't anything on this bloody spaceship work? Hands, prepare to make the jump to light speed. Stinky-O sighs softly in the background. Hands, what? Stinky-O, nothing. You'll see. Lee, forget about the droid, those ships are getting closer. Hands, oh, yeah? Watch this. He pulls a lever and the radio comes on. Hands, no, watch this. He pulls another lever and his chair reclines. Hands, no, shoot. It's around here somewhere. Lee, oh, for Pete's sake. She pulls the hyperdrive lever. Nothing happens. Hands, watch what? Lee, I think we're in trouble. Hands, why? Because you pulled the wrong lever. Not as easy as it looks, is it? Lee, no, I pulled the right lever. Something must be wrong with the hyperdrive. Stinky-O sighs again. Slowly, Hands and Lee turn to regard him. Stinky-O, by the way, I noticed the hyperdrive motivator has been damaged. Not that I blame it. I mean, with the situation we're in, who wouldn't get depressed? Hands, we're in trouble. EXT Space Millennium Fountain Bowtie Fighters. The Millennium Fountain races through space, for Bowtie fighters and an imperious star whacker in close pursuit. Int. Millennium Fountain, hold. Hands is inside a pit, working furiously at a control panel while giving various orders to Chunky. Hands, horizontal boosters. Alluvial dampers. Stinky-O walks up. Stinky-O, Captain Solo, where are the shield generators? Hands, back there. Why? Stinky-O, just trying to speed things up a bit. He picks up a blaster, checks the charge, and walks to where Hands indicated. Hands is already yelling at Chunky again, totally ignoring Stinky-O. Hands, no, that's not it. Bring me the hydroplaner. Air, the microspanner. I mean, that thingy over there. Chunky hands it to him. Hands, don't know how we're going to get out of this one. A sudden blast rocks the ship. We hear a blaster shot followed by a metallic clatter off-screen. A moment later, we hear Stinky-O sighing. Hands, ow. Chunky, I lost a contact lens. I can't see. Another blast rocks the ship. Hands, ack. There goes the other one. Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. Lee, Hands, get up here. Hands, over calm, why? I'm busy. Lee, because I don't know how to fly, you moron. No one's flying the ship. There is a brief pause, followed by a scuffling sound. A moment later Hands bursts into the cockpit, trips over a loose control panel, and falls flat on his face. Lee, well, I feel much better now that you're here. Hands get up and gets back in the pilot seat. Hundreds of asteroids fly around outside the window. Hands, Chunky, set 217. Lee, what? You're not actually taking us into an asteroid field? Hands, asteroids? He squints and looks out the window. Hands, oh. Stinky-O walks into the cockpit holding his blaster. Stinky-O, do we have any more power packs for this? I missed. Lee, missed what? Stinky-O, nothing important. He looks out the window and actually cheers up a bit. Stinky-O, asteroids? Good, that should finish us off pretty quickly. Want to know the odds? Hands, no. Stinky-O, 3,720 to 1. Hands, I said don't tell me the odds. EXT Asteroid Belt Millennium Fountain. A large asteroid tumbles away from the fountain's path. The tiny ship veers out of its path just in time to run smack into another one. It bounces off and hits 3 more asteroids before recovering. One of the TIE pilots tries to duplicate the monoever, but since only the main characters survive in this thread, he blows up rather nicely. Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. Hans is squinting out the viewport. Lee and Chunky are yelling at him. Lee, would you put on your glasses? Hans, no. They make me look like a doofus. The ship shakes as they hit another asteroid. Lee, put them on. Hans, all right, fine. Give 'em here. Lee, what do you mean, give 'em here? I don't have them. Hans, well, I don't have them. Lee, well, where are they? Hans, I don't know. They were right on the dashboard. Lee, they're not there now. Hans, you said you wanted to be around when I made a mistake. Well, this could be it, sweetheart. Lee, I never said that. Hans, yes, you did. Lee, well, I take it back. Another asteroid hits the ship. Chunky, Rogue Rough Rora Grag. Subtitled, Shut the up and fly the goddamn ship. Stinkyo, casually, you know, we're going to get pulverized if we stay out here much longer. Then we'll be burned, crushed, ground into 1,000 pieces and blasted into oblivion. Hans, Lee, and Chunky, shut up. Stinkyo, if we weren't all about to die, I'd take offense at that. Hans, we're not going to die. Stinkyo, oh, yeah? Look up. They all look out the viewport, where they're moments away from crashing into the mother of all asteroids. Hans, squinting, what? I don't see anything. Lee, pull up. She grabs the control yoke and yanks it back. Chunky yells in terror and covers his face. Stinkyo throws up his arms like he's on a roller coaster. Stinkyo, we. EXT Space Asteroid. The fountain pulls up just in time, its belly scraping the asteroid. The other ties can't pull up in time and crash into it. Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. Lee, we made it. Hans, what did I tell you? This ship can make it past anything. A burst of sparks from a control panel and all the lights die. Hans, uh-oh. EXT Space Asteroid. Without warning, the engines cut out. The ship plummets like a rock, falls into a hole, and bounces around inside the tunnel until finally coming to a rest. Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. Hans, Lee, Chunky, and Stinkyo sit in a dazed shock. Slowly, Stinkyo reaches under his seat and pulls out Hans' glasses. Stinkyo, by the way, were you looking for these earlier? EXT Space Marcus X-Wing. The tiny X-Wing speeds toward the planet of Dayglobah. Int. Marcus X-Wing Cockpit. ARTO, so this is what you dragged us halfway across the galaxy for. Marcus, yes, that's it. Dayglobah. ARTO, so how do you plan to find this yoga character? Hope to set down less than 100 yards away from his house by blind luck? Marcus, it's a force thing. I wouldn't expect a mechanical to understand. Haunting force music starts up again. ARTO, stop that, stop it. I told you not to do that. Besides, you don't think it's dangerous for droids, do you? Marcus, oh, it's deadly for droids. Dayglobans torture and kill every droid they lay eyes on. They're renowned all over the galaxy. Man, they sure do hate droids. ARTO, very funny. Marcus takes the fighter into the atmosphere. Immediately, the X-Wing is enveloped in thick fog. Marcus, all the scopes are dead, I can't see a thing. ARTO, the scopes are dead. Long live the scopes. Marcus, would you do something? We're going to crash. ARTOO, well, I'd use the force, but I'm just a foot shuffling, head scratching mechanical. I'm IG nan to such things, massa. Marcus, screw you. I'm gonna try to start the landing cycle. ARTOO, show sounds like a good idea, massa. Lord yes, nothin' like a good landin' cycle to spruce up de mornin'. Let's land on somethin', godamighty. Marcus reaches up and rubs his eyes. Marcus, this yoga better be worth it. A loud crash jolts Marcus out of his contemplation. It sounds like his ship has just hit a tree branch and a rather unhappy squirrel that was in the tree branch at the time. More trees snap as the X-wing barrels through them. RTO, ow. Ouch. 2. Hey, that was a pine tree, now I've got sap all over me. Marcus grins and points the ship at a large oak branch, barely visible ahead. ARTOO, now if we could just avoid any further foliage, we can. Whack. R2, ow. You did that on purpose. Marcus snickers under his breath. A moment later, the entire spacecraft jolts as it comes to a stop. Water washes up over the canopy as Marcus, having forgotten to fasten his restraints, flies headfirst into it. Whack. Marcus, ow. R2 snickers under his breath. EXT Dayglobah dusk. The mist-shrouded X-wing fighter is almost invisible in the thick fog. Marcus climbs out somewhat woozily onto the nose of the starfighter, while R2 works himself out of his cubbyhole. Marcus, dizzily, hey, someone stop the swamp, I wanna get off. Marcus staggers, falls back into R2, and knocks the droid over the edge. Marcus, R2? Peers into the water, R2? Where'd you go? A periscope pops up, bleeping angrily. Marcus, you be more careful. R2 bleeps a string of profanity-laden binary code. Marcus, sorry, forgot to bring the portable translator. Maybe later, buddy. With a final electronic sigh, R2 starts heading to shore. He hasn't gotten 2 feet, though, before a giant bog monster swallows him. Boy, who saw that one coming? Marcus, R2? Looks around once or twice, good riddance. Marcus jumps into the water and heads for shore. As he is making a rather futile attempt to dry himself off, PHHEEWAAT. Honest. Read the script. The runt-sized robot is spit out of the water, makes a graceful arc, and lands on Marcus. Marcus, ow. Get off me. R2 beeps contentedly, making no move to get off Marcus. Marcus, weakly, if you're saying coming here was a bad idea, I'm beginning to agree with you. R2 beeps to get Marcus' attention. As soon as Marcus looks at him, R2 spits a lungful of swamp water in his face. Marcus, wiping mud out of his eyes, maybe I'm just going crazy. R2 spits up the rock he was saving, and nails Marcus between the eyes. Int. Vacuous starwhacker, vacuous chamber. Admiral Pyatt hesitates in the doorway to vacuous chambers. After a moment he steps into the room and pauses at the surprising sight before him. Darth Vacuous, his back turned, is on the far side of the chamber. Vacuous' uncovered head is exposed, and the back of his neck is a mess of scar tissue. Standing next to him is a Hispanic hairdresser with a lisp. Hairdresser, honey, who did this to you? It's just plain nasty. Vacuous, I was dropped into a pit of lava by my former master. Hairdresser, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, Miss Vacuous, we're gonna try some eyeshadow, because the more attention we draw away from the rest of your face, the better, am I right? He starts to laugh, then suddenly begins to choke. Vacuous, I want a fair complexion, not excuses. Pyatt clears his throat. Vacuous quickly releases the hairdresser, puts on his helmet and turns around. Vacuous, struggling to act casual, yes, Admiral? Pyatt, our ships have spotted the Millennium Fountain, Lord. But it has entered an asteroid field, and we cannot risk. Vacuous, asteroids do not concern me, Admiral. Pyatt, well, yeah, but these are really big ones. I mean huge. Vacuous, well, okay, the big ones concern me a little. But not the small ones. Pyatt, okay, but how do we know which are big ones, and which are small ones? I mean, are we talking about a mile wide here, or is the cutoff somewhere more around? Vacuous hits a button on his chair, and a pit opens up right behind Pyatt. Pyatt, hurriedly, use my best judgment. Got it. He dashes out of the room before Vacuous can hit another button. EXT Asteroid Cave Millennium Fountain. The pirate starship rests in a dark, dripping asteroid cave. It is so dark that the cave's exact dimensions are impossible to determine. Int. Millennium Fountain Cockpit. Hands, I'm going to shut down everything but the emergency power systems. Lee, the emergency power systems broke down, remember? Hands, oh. In that case, I'm going to shut everything down. Stinkio, does this mean you'll shut me down as well? Well, it's not quite the same as having my miserable existence terminated for all eternity, but I guess it'll have to do. Hands, no, I need you to talk to the fountain, see what's wrong with the hyperdrive. Stinkio, you've got to be kidding me. Hands, nope. Stinkio, human beings aren't capable of surviving explosive decompression, are they? Hands, no. Why? Stinkio, just curious. He leaves the cockpit, stopping to grab a blowtorch before exiting. Chunky follows him. Suddenly, the cabin lurches, throwing Lee into Han's arms. They both fall into the pilot's chair, which reclines and hits a switch on the way down, dimming the lights and turning on berry white music. Then, abruptly, the motion stops as suddenly as it started. With some surprise, Lee realizes she's on top of Han's. Lee, let go of me. She flushes, averting her eyes. She's not exactly fighting to get free, if you know what I mean. Hans, his face inches away from hers, is peering at her with a strange intensity. Lee, what? Hans, I never noticed all those little wrinkles on your face before. Whack. Hans, hey. Don't get all excited. Lee, getting up, please, lying on top of you isn't nearly enough to get me excited. Hans, sorry. I didn't have time for anything else. He flashes her a devilish grin, turns to exit, and walks straight into the door. Lee, told you to keep those glasses on. EXT Dayglobah bog clearing dusk. The mist has dispersed a bit, but it is still a very gloomy-looking swamp. Marcus carries an equipment box from the shore to the clearing. Artur rolls over and nudges him. Marcus, why? Ready for some power? Okay, let's see now. He plugs a power cable into Artur's socket, there you go. He turns his back. Artur extends a pair of pinchers, pulls out the power cord, and tosses it into the puddle Marcus is standing in. Luckily, Marcus steps out at the last minute, going over to grab a container of processed food. ARTOO, bleep burp. Translation, damn. Marcus doesn't notice any of this and goes over to sit next to the thermal heater. Marcus, now all have to do is find this yoga, if he even exists. Nervously, he looks around the foreboding jungle, this place gives me the creeps. Occupied with studying his surroundings, Marcus doesn't notice Artur slowly creeping up behind him, tiny power saw extended. Marcus, still, there's something familiar about this place. I mean, add another sun, drain the swamp, fill it full of sand, kill all the plants, raise the temperature a billion degrees and drop the humidity, and it would almost look like patootie. The resemblance is really uncanny. I don't know. I feel like. Strange voice, feel like what? Marcus jumps up, knocking over R2 just before his saw intersected with the back of Marcus' head. Mysteriously standing in front of Marcus is a strange creature not more than 2 feet tall who looks a hell of a lot like Yoga from episode 1. It covers its face. Marcus, well, right now I feel like a decent meal and a shower, but that's not the point. Who the hell are you? Creature, away put your weapon. I mean you no harm. Marcus, what? Oh, you mean put my weapon away. Creature, said that I did. Marcus, what the hell kind of speech impediment is that? You're talking backwards. Creature, this problem, a long time have I had. I am wondering, why are you here? Marcus, I'm looking for someone. Creature, looking? Found someone you have, I would say, He laughs. Marcus, right. Look, Shorty, I'm looking for a great warrior. Creature, great warrior? Ha. Wars not make one great. Except for Shaft. Bad mud half asterisk 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 was he, Bad mud half asterisk 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 a. Yoga I mean, the creature, notices Marcus' dinner and takes a bite. Marcus, put that down. Now. Hey. My dinner that is. I mean, that's my dinner. Oh, great, now you've got me talking backwards. The creature spits out the bite he's taken and makes a face. Creature, how you get so big eating food of this kind? Hormones, take you? Marcus, listen, friend, we didn't mean to land in that puddle, and... Creature, steroids, then? Marcus, no. That's it, I'm outta here as soon as I get my ship out. Creature, teasing, can't get your ship out? He starts rummaging through one of Marcus' supply cases. Marcus, hey, get out of there. Int. Turret room, Nubu Palace, late day. Obuan kneels as Yoga paces in front of him. Yoga, confer on you the level of Jedi Knight, the council does. Obi-Wan, okay, you know what? I don't know if anyone's ever mentioned this to you before, but you talk really weird. Yoga, talk perfectly normal, I do. Obi-Wan, your sentences are all inverted. You switch around your prepositional phrase and your imperative. Yoga, know what you mean, I do not. Obi-Wan, here, try this. Say, the boy may be the chosen one. Yoga, the chosen one, the boy may be. Obi-Wan, okay, now say, the chosen one, the boy may be. Yoga, inverted, that is. Obi-Wan, yeah, I know, just say it. Yoga, the boy may be the chosen one. Obi-Wan, laughing, that's hilarious. You're really messed up, you know that? Yoga, cut the crap you will. Need it, I do not. Talk about the boy, we must. Grave danger do I sense in his training. Obi-Wan keeps laughing. Yoga, can't, stop laughing you must. He sighs, Ligon's defiance, I sense in you. Your apprentice, young streetwalker will be. Obi-Wan stops laughing. Obi-Wan, what? I don't want to train that little punk. Train him yourself. Yoga, chuckling, better than that, you should know. Mess with me, you should not. Obi-Wan, this is because I made fun of your talking, isn't it? Yoga, oh, yeah. Obi-Wan, don't you mean, yeah, oh? Whack. Yoga I mean, the creature, starts rummaging through Marcus' containers and tossing things out left and right. Marcus, hey, you could have broken this. Oh, you're making a mess. Suddenly, Yager, the oh, you all know who it is. Yoga spots R2 and runs over with a cup. He tries pushing some of the buttons on R2 and holding out his cup, but nothing happens. Yoga, pumped, this keg needs to be. Nothing am I getting. Marcus, hey, let go of him. Yoga wraps his arms around R2. Yoga, mine. Or I will help you not. Marcus, I don't want you help, I want my Astro actually, on second thought, keep the stupid droid. Just leave me alone. R2 beeps angrily at this and starts trying to roll away, dragging Yoga after him. Yoga, mine. Mine. Marcus, oh, R2, let him have you. Yoga, mine. Mine. Marcus, R2. R2 spits another lungful of swamp water on top of Yoga. Yoga coughs and lets go, trying to lick the muck off his face. Yoga, yuck. How you get so drunk, drinking swill of this kind? Marcus, it's not beer, and you're not welcome here, so why don't you pack up and move along, little fella? Yoga, no, no. Stay and help you I will. Find your friend. Marcus, I'm not looking for a friend, I'm looking for. Yoga, no friends have you? Hardly surprised I am. Marcus, that's not what I meant. I'm looking for a Jedi Master. Yoga, oh, Jedi Master. Me, I mean, Yoga. You seek Yoga. Marcus, you know him? Yoga, oh, sure. Great pals we are. On Friday evenings we hang together. Chew the fat. Great guy is he. Powerful Jedi. Shabby dresser, though. Marcus, do you know where he lives? Yoga, take you to my hoer, his house I can. But first, we eat. Come. Good food. Come. He starts walking off, leaving a stunned Marcus. After a few moments, Marcus shrugs and sits down. Marcus, screw that. I'll find Yoga myself. Yoga hobbles back over. Yoga, waving his hand, come with me, you will. Marcus, come with you, I will. Yoga, after the camp, R2 must stay and watch. Marcus, R2, stay and watch must the camp over. Yoga, sighing, idiot you are. Marcus, am idiot I. Whack. Marcus, ow. Yoga hobbles off. Marcus follows, rubbing his head. Int. Millennium Fountain Corridor. Our heroes are still trying to solve their immediate problems. Stinkio, hey, hands. Listen, I don't know where your ship learned to communicate, but the Ebonics is really throwing me off. Talking in some hip-hop jive language. I think that it's telling me the power coupling from the negative axis has been polarized and that replacing it means helping you not to get, what's the word it was using, locked down by 5-0 when the heats is coming around the corner. Hands walk over to the droid and gives him a curious look. Hands, I didn't even know my ship was hip like that, but of course I'll have to replace it. Tell the computer thanks and continue to try and isolate the power coupling. Stinko, the computer says yo, homie, ain't no tang but a mud half asterisk 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 in chicken wang. No doubt, I be representin' to the fullest extension, and it's like that and that the way it is, huh? Hand stares at Stinkio for a good minute as the droid throws up his metal arms as if to say. Stinkio, hey, dude, this is your ship, okay? I'm just a poor little old protocol droid, ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. Hands walk over to the top hatch hole. Hands, here. And Chunky. Chunky brings his head back through the trapdoor in the ceiling and whines. Hands glances up. Hands, you better replace the negative power coupling before my computer starts to perform run DMC my adias and we'll never get out of here. Meanwhile, Princess Lee finishes welding the valves she has been working on and attempts to re-engage the side level. At that moment Hands slip inside and wraps his arms around Lee as she quickly pushes him off. Hands, hey, your almighty, royal, be asterisk asterisk chai worship, I'm only trying to help. Lee, still struggling, would you please stop calling me that? Hands, sure, Lee. Lee, you make it so freakin' difficult sometimes. Hands, hey, I can say the same thing about you broads, but I guess it comes with the territory, so get over it, babe. Lee, you know with statements like that, the feminist will be all over you. Hands, actually, they will be all over Lee Brackett and Lawrence Kasdan, since they're the scriptwriters here not me, but come on, admit it, sometimes you think I'm all right. Lee lets go of the lever and rubs her sore hands that's not really that sore. Lee, occasionally. She gives a small smile, haltingly, maybe, when you aren't acting like a scoundrel. Hands, laughs, scoundrel? Scoundrel? I like the sound of that, yeah, baby, yeah. With that, Hands takes her hand, that sentence structure was kinda weird, wasn't it? And starts to massage it. Lee, stop that. Hands, stop what? Do I make you horny, baby? Yeah, do I make you randy? Lee, her voice a little bit raised up, please Hands stop it, and let me go. Hands sees the serious look on her face and knows that he took it too far. He immediately lets go of her hand. Hands, sorry, princess. Don't know what came over me? Suddenly Lee grabs Hands, turns him around and pushes him against the other side of the wall. Lee, hey, flyboy, don't you know by now that when a girl says no, she really means yes? Hands, in a state of shock, Lee, listen, this really isn't necessary. I think maybe we need to get back to, our work. Lee, as she give a devilish seductive grin, you in a hurry there, Hands? We got a little time before we get to the rendezvous point. We can use it to, she violently rips open his shirt to reveal his hairy chest, get to know each other better. Hands, hoo-hoo-ah. Now wait a minute, miss, I think. Lee, putting her finger over Hands' mouth, telling him to shush, what you think is irrelevant. What I think, however, is that this is long overdue. She begins to lick all over Hands' neck and kissing his chest. Hands, princess please, I must say, madam, that this is highly irregular. She grabs both sides of his torn shirt and pulls high. George Lucas, next scene please. EXT, Space Asteroid Field. The Imperial fleet moves through the asteroid-filled void. If it's filled, how is it a void, intently seeking its prey? Int. Vacuous Star Destroyer, Bridge. Before Darth Vacuous are the hologram images of battleship commanders. One of them, Captain Nita, is talking with the Dark Lord. Nita, and that, Lord Vader, is the last time they appeared in any of our scopes. Considering the damage we've sustained, they must have been destroyed. Vacuous, then how could we have a plot? Nita, Vacuous, look, stop being such a baby. We're perfectly safe. Another commander throws up his arms in terror as his ship is hit by an asteroid. His hologram fades out. Vacuous, okay, so we lost one ship. Big deal. Statistically speaking, we had to lose at least one ship. Nita, pardon me for asking, sir, but couldn't we simply wait for them outside the asteroid belt? I mean, they have to come out eventually. The other commanders nod their heads enthusiastically. Vacuous, no. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to leave the asteroid belt. Captains, what? Vacuous, you heard me. I have to, call the Emperor. Yes, that's it. I need to call the Emperor. Pyatt here was just telling me the Emperor called, didn't you, Pyatt? Pyatt, I don't remember any. Vacuous, forcefully, I'm sure you remember, Admiral Pyatt. He glares at Pyatt. Pyatt, oh, right. That call. Yes, I distinctly remember the Emperor calling you about urgent stuff. Vacuous, that's what I though. Continue your search, captains. Admiral, take us out of the asteroid field, so that we can send a clear transmission. Int. Vacuous Star Destroyer, Vacuous Chambers. Vacuous is alone in his chambers. A strange sound begins humming, and Vacuous kneels. Vacuous, what is thy bidding, my master? Emperor, there is a great disturbance in the force. Vacuous, I have felt it, my master. Emperor, we have a new enemy. Mar. In mid-sentence, the hologram disappears. Vacuous tentatively looks up. Vacuous, my master? A moment later, the hologram reappears, the Emperor spitting and cursing. Emperor, goddamn stupid AOL. It always kicks me off right in the middle of a conversation. Vacuous, shall I slay them for you, master? Emperor, later. Right now, we have more important matters to attend to. Clears throat, there is a great disturbance in the force. Vacuous, you already said that. Emperor, oh. Where did I leave off? Vacuous, We have a new enemy. Mardash. Emperor, oh, right. Marcus Streetwalker. Vacuous, whatever you say, my master. Emperor, he could destroy us. Vacuous, are you sure we're thinking about the same guy? Short toe-headed kid, whines a lot, got a really wizard astropop droid? Emperor, that's him. Vacuous, you've got to be kidding me. Emperor, the force is strong with him. Your son, the son of Streetwalker, must not become a Jedi. Vacuous, if he could be turned, he would become a powerful ally. Emperor, a minute ago you thought he was a whiny git. Now you want to recruit the kid? Make up your mind. Vacuous, waving his hand, he will become a powerful ally. Emperor, he will become a powerful ally. Vacuous, waving his hand, he will join us or die. Emperor, he will join us or die. Vacuous, waving his hand, you will give me a raise. Emperor, not on your life. Vacuous, damn.